Okay, continuing on with the solution to the problem, where we have seen that the net force is essentially the force due to gravity that's acting on one. We know that. And Newton's second law tells us that because mass 1 and mass 2 move together, that the mass of the system times the acceleration of the system will equal that net force. So we have force of, just rewriting what's above, but of course the force of gravity acting on one is the weight of one, and that equals the mass of one times the acceleration due to gravity, and then that equals the mass of the system times the acceleration of the system. So let's not confuse that the acceleration due to gravity acting as part of the calculation for the weight on one is not the same as the acceleration of the system. The mass of S is the mass of 1 plus 2, so the mass of the system we'll need in kilograms, 0.707 kilograms. So we can rearrange the acceleration of the system as mass 1 times the acceleration due to gravity over the mass of the system, and then putting in the values, and we get 1.4 meters per second squared. So that's what how the blocks are actually moving. Be careful when you're calculating the weight of an object. It's the mass of the object times the acceleration due to gravity. The acceleration due to gravity is 10. It's very easy to confuse the acceleration due to gravity and the acceleration of the system. Well, I did this as an experiment, and that's where the numbers came from. And you can see that the acceleration actually shown by an accelerometer, vernier accelerometer that I had on the cart, shows exactly that 1.47 meters per second squared. So we're obviously doing something correct. In number 6, we're drawing the free body diagram of object 1 and determining the net force acting on it. So there are the two forces, the force of tension and the force of gravity. It's accelerating downward. So the way to set this up is to write the net force on one and then choose the forces so that the sign matches the acceleration. So since it's accelerating downwards, and we'll have the force of gravity subtract the tension force, and that using Newton's second law is m1a1, and so we get that the net force is 0.156 newtons. That's the net force on object 1, the hanging mass. Now for the cart, and we're going to ignore the vertical or y-axis forces here. So the only one is the force of tension. And to calculate the force of tension, jumping to the next one where I'm calculating, I'm going to use Newton's second law, which tells me net force on 2 is m2 times a2, because the net force on 2 is the force of tension that one exerts on 2, because there's only one force. And so that's 0.883 newtons. Now if we go back up to 6, I've got the force of tension of 2 on 1 in there. I'm just going to rearrange it as force net on 2. They're the same, and so that will equal the force of gravity on 1 minus m1 times a1. And so calculating it this way, and notice by the way that I'm subtracting the acceleration of the system from the acceleration due to gravity, and notice that when I do this, I get effectively the same result, 0.884 newtons. And so that suggests that what we've done here is correct, and I hope there's been some clarification. You may have to look at this a few times to really get it. Okay, how do I stop this?